Okay. Transport and logistic. Which class is this? Which class? 2B or 2A? 2B. Okay, Bayakut. Guys, remember what we've done, right? Last time I introduced you to three interrelated concepts. Hello, 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 hello. Look here. Look at me. Don't look somewhere else. Which are the concepts? Needs, wants, and demand. Those three concepts are very, very important as far as business or marketer is concerned, or marketer of a business. Right. Like I explained to you, we all have our own needs. You've got your own needs. Remember what Maslow have told us, right? Maslow or Maslow. Can you remember? We did Maslow here. Right. So these needs, personal needs, individual needs, or whatever, needs to be satisfied. Or something. The needs to be satisfied. Is it true of us? Are we saying the right thing? Needs have to be satisfied, right? So needs to be expressed or want. Okay, for you to be able to satisfy the needs, for you to be able to satisfy needs, you're gonna need, there must be something we call want, right? For example, just now I was hungry. What happened? I, I was looking for something to eat, which we can be classified as wants, right? But that wants needs to be well defined in terms of what I need to eat specifically to quench my hunger. Are you with me? I see you smiling there. I love it. Right. Then, because I got sandwich, peanut butter. I love peanut butter. You like it? Very nice. You don't like it? Ask this. Nutella. Oh, you like Nutella. Okay. My friend, come this side. Otherwise, you're gonna disturb my system, my gadget. Right. Yeah, my gadget will get confused. Right. Okay. Hey man, you are not in this class. My friend, hey man, you disturbing us now, man. Hey. Take care. See, go. Hey, you're gonna disturb my system. Okay, go quickly. All right, guys. My niece. Hello, take care like this. Are you in this class? So why are you coming here? What is the problem? Okay, don't worry. Tomorrow, talk to me. Talk. No, you can't sign. Tomorrow you sign, right? Okay. So I have to take my sandwich, right? Okay. My sandwich, which is regarded as a want, expressed in a product. Which product? My sandwich. My needs, I mean, not my needs now needs to be satisfied, right? Then I use sandwich, which is a want, right? Okay. Now we are talking about demand. We said a demand, right, is what? It's want that can be converted to transaction. Remember, I explained to you, we call it in economics effective demand. But don't worry about effective demand. What we are saying now is this: for you to call a want a demand, that means the person making the demand must have the ability to pay. So if you don't have the ability to pay, we don't call it a demand. It becomes a mere wish. Like I explained to your peers in the previous class, right? For example, at present, I'm not driving, right? I want to have or to own Toyota Hilux 4x4. Do you understand what I mean? Right? Yeah. Because to satisfy my needs. Right. Wait. Hilux. Yeah? Don't know how to, one day you're going to see that Hilux. Right. So when you look at it, that is a want. Right? Right. A need. Right? A need to drive expressed in a want of Toyota Hilux. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, at the moment, I don't have the money to buy it, right? For the fact that I don't have the money to buy it, I can even go to the where they are selling garage, where they are selling cars. I can just do window shopping. But when they say pay, I don't have the money to pay. So to them, they cannot call it a demand because I got no money. When they look at me, I don't have the money to pay. And obviously, I don't have the money to pay. That one, you don't call it a demand because that want cannot be converted into transaction. I can go there and say, yeah, man, I love this car, man. I want this car. Then they will say, give me the price. Are you ready to pay? Do you have the money? I will say, I still have to save money. To them, it's not a demand. We can't classify it as a demand. Why? Because it cannot be converted into transaction. But what if I've saved enough money, right? Then I walk in there, I say, man, I love this Toyota. Can I take it for a ride? You see? Then they ask me, do you have the money to pay or you're going to look for finance? I said, my friend, don't worry, I got the box. If I got it, I got to pay. To them, it's a demand, right? Because once I take it right, drive around and discover that I like it, then we're gonna sit down, prepare the paper, and I do the transaction. That is what we classify as demand. Why are we talking about all these things? Because you that is got a business or a business person or a marketer, you are not looking for wishes of people. I wish to have a Toyota Hilux, but I don't have the money. You count on people that got the money. That is why we are talking about this, right? Because you cannot go on, it will be futile for you to go and market a product to somebody that got no money. I gave a simple example just now. If, for example, a marketer wants to market brand new series of BMW, right? Will they come to Atlantis here to market it? Why? They can't come here. It's not that we don't have people that want to own a BMW, the latest series. But the question is, do they have the money? They don't have the money. You cannot come and waste time here to advertise. You profile your target market that you know can afford. That is why we are talking about this, right? Because the bottom line is you want transaction to take place, no stories. You got the money, yes, right? You want transaction to take place, right? Whereby there have to be an exchange. They give you the car, you pay the money, or you pay the money, you get the car. That is the bottom line. And for a business person, and for you as a marketer, do you understand? That is why we are talking about all this stuff. But the where you need to start from is the needs, right? When you want to start a business, you must first of all look for the needs of people. What do they need? And what can you provide to satisfy their needs? Later, you profile them if they can be able to afford what you want to provide them. Did you see? That is the importance of what we are doing. As far as this context is concerned, these concepts are concerned, needs, wants, and demand. Then we talk about exchange and the transaction. Does it make sense to you? Do you get the picture clear? Is there anyone in doubt that doesn't understand it? Anyone in doubt? I'm looking for the doubting Thomas. You know the doubting Thomas in the Bible? When Jesus Christ appeared to the disciples, right? In the living room, Thomas was not there. When he came back, they told Thomas that Jesus Christ is alive. He appeared to them. And before Jesus Christ told them, after 3 days, he's going to rise, right? Then when Thomas came, they told Thomas, Thomas said, no, I can't believe. I can't believe until I see him. The way they put nails on his hand where he was nailed, they're gonna put my hand to test whether he's the one. The ribs are gonna put my hand. When I see it, then before I believe. That is the doubting Thomas. After a while, Jesus Christ appeared. Say, Thomas, where are you? Come. They say, blessed are those who haven't seen but believe. Does it make sense to you? Yes. Right. So those are the stuff. Now, let me do quickly now. Let me do. So now we talk about the needs, the wants, and the demand, right? Okay. Now, exchange. Exchange. What are we talking about? Exchange. It's a transaction. Then business make product to deliver to services and over to customer. Right? You as a business person, do you make your product to eat it or to keep it in the storeroom or in the warehouse? No, it has to be delivered to customers, right? So then the customer see the product and decide whether they offer them value. Younger, you as a customer, before you buy, there is what we call rational decision. You need to make a rational decision. What does rational decision mean? You need to look at the product and see whether it maximizes your value, whether there's some value to you. Right? Now, what do we mean by value? Value is the difference between the benefits that you get in a product and the cost of that product to you. That is the benefit. That is the value I mean. If a product is of no value to you, why must you pay money for that product? Right? It must be of value to you before you can say, yes, let me put my money. Because to get money is not easy, my friend. You see, since morning now, I've been standing here so that I can get my pay. It's not easy. I'm sweating here, right? You see, before I spend this money, I must think twice. I must have to think twice before I spend the money. It's the same thing we are talking about, right? You cannot just come to me and say, hey, I'm selling this flask. How much is it? Or bottle? This is 100 rand. I look at it. The cost of me getting my money is, and the benefit I'm going to get from this, are they of the, does it correspond? Is it commensurate? Once I discover that the benefit, we always do to maximize benefit. You know what I mean by maximize? Getting more benefit, right? In the product, the value, than you putting money. You know it costs you 50 rand, right? The effort you put in to get money is more than 50 rand. Now you are buying something 100, the same stuff 100 rand. No, it doesn't make sense. Okay, let's see what, but do you not understand what I'm trying to say? There is nobody that will buy something here which of less value than the money the person is putting in. Who's gonna do that? Nobody. Unless that person is a thief. You know a thief. People that rob people, they steal, they don't know the value for money. They can use it anyhow. Because in the first place, they didn't work hard to make that money. Yeah, they didn't work hard. Okay. Then we said if a customer believe that the market offering indeed offer value, what will the customer do? He will engage in an exchange. Exchange. How much are you selling this? 200 rand. Okay. If I discover that the benefit I'm gonna get or it worth that 200 rand, I bring out money, take take my stuff. Right? That is the exchange. There will be a transaction, right? That transaction will lead to the exchange. I give you money, I get the product, I go away. Right? Does it make sense to you? Buy a good. So a transaction is a specific form of exchange. We said that. In the old days, what used to happen? There was nothing like money. Could you imagine how it was that time when there was no money? Can you perhaps imagine it? How life was? You want to buy a chair, you must look for somebody, right? Or you want to buy a chair, you've got maybe what they call it, you got a table, let me put it that way, to give out. You must look for somebody that wants to give a chair out and is in need of table. There must what we call coincidence. Oh man, I love that in economics. When I was small like you, I used to like that language. They call it coincidence of wants. Coincidence of wants. You know what is coincidence? Coincidence of wants. What does it mean? I must look for somebody that need a chair, right? That wants to give out table. There must be that coincidence. It was very difficult that time. And again, moreover, it was difficult to measure the value. There were a lot of cheating. Most especially if you find yourself in a position where you become desperate. Somebody will tell you, go and give me 502 cows. I'm gonna give you maybe a bed, iron bed. You know, those days iron bed was like a luxury. I need 2 cows from you. If you if you are desperate, you need an iron bed, you want to live a kind of prestigious life for people to see that you upgraded your life, you're gonna give 2 cows, which might not be equivalent. Girls, you understand what I'm saying, right? Are you with me? Do you understand what we are saying? So, what do we call that type of transaction? We call it barter. Can you spell barter? Who can spell it? BARO? Yes, barter. No, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, barter transaction. There was, you see now, you are playing with your phone. You don't listen what to. You see, I explained it before. In a situation whereby if you need a product, that time there was no money. Those days, when you need a product, you take the one you got, look for somebody that needs that thing and is ready to give out what you are looking for. Barter. Yeah. Okay. That coincidence of want, right? That means the condition that must be in place for a barter system to take place. It's a condition that must be in place for a barter system or a barter transaction to take place. There must be coincidence of wants. That is why when we are talking about the disadvantages of barter system, one of the disadvantages is lack of coincidence of what. And it used to be cubism. That is, when I was like you, study economics, that was my first time of hearing that language. I memorized it, it still stuck to my brain. Cubism. Cubism means something that is tedious. How will you be carrying two cows, looking for somebody that needs two cows that wants to give it a bed? Is it easy? It was not easy. But when money was introduced, it became more of much relief. When money was introduced, there was no money before. Right. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That was those days, right? Bayakut. Now, yes, I've talked about barter transaction. However, I'm not going to read that again. Since the invention of money, people tend to exchange money for things that they need and want. Page 18. 18. Now, since the invention of money, if people want to buy something now, what do? You use money, right? Right. So money became a medium of exchange. It became a medium of exchange. Right. So whenever someone exchanges money for product, what are they doing? They are engaging in a transaction. For a legitimate transaction to take place, there are certain conditions. One, there must be two parties that are involved, the buyer and the seller. You need to highlight that place, right? The conditions that must be. Then there must be, the buyer must be free, right, to decide. Even the seller must be free to decide. And the seller must get a value as well as the buyer. Yeah, right. So now, the value, as I said, remember I told you what is value, right? Underline that. The value is the difference between the benefit of having a product and service and the cost of obtaining the product or service. If a product is not able to maximize benefits, you know what I mean by maximization of benefit? To get the utmost benefit, right? Value of your money, right? If a product is not able to give you the utmost benefit, you will not be interested to buy that product. Utmost benefit in relation to the cost, right? If the cost, for example, as they gave here, you got lovely examples here. For example, everyone will agree that a can of cold drink that sells at 1 rand can be of good value. 1 rand cool drink, when you see it, you say, "Oh, this one is nice," right? True of us, right? How much do you buy cold drink these days? Coca-Cola. Okay, let me use this for example. This water, how much? 12 rand. Yeah, you know it, right? Ordinarily, it's 12 rand, right? If someone happens to be selling the same quality of water, even 8 rand, if you see it, you will say it's of good value, right? Okay. But if someone is selling this thing, this same bottle of water, the same quantity, the same quality, 50 rand, how will you feel? You say it's of no value because it's not of value to you again now because it's too expensive. It costs you more time and effort to make 50 rand than if you drink this thing, the quench that is going to give, the satisfaction is less than your 50 rand. Then it's not of value to you. You understand what I'm saying? We all do make this type of decision knowingly or unknowingly. You know what I mean by knowingly? Consciously. Unknowingly means unconsciously. You do make this type of decision. Perhaps you go out to buy something, say, how much is this? You don't know, man, I can't buy this thing, this amount. It's too much. Haven't you done that? Many of us have done that. You go out to buy something, you look at the price, you say, no, man, it's too much. I'm not going to pay this price. Right? Because you know now the benefit of that thing to you, you compare it to the cost to you, it's not maximizing anything. You see what I mean? So that is what we are talking about. You see, this thing makes sense, man. These are things that happen every day in our daily lives, right? Then we say, however, the cost of a product or service is more than just the price. It's correct. The cost of a product to you is more than just the price. It can as well relate to the effort it takes you to get that product. Was it a product that is easy for you to find? You know what I'm talking about. If it is a product that is difficult for you to find, it's a cost to you because you are living in Atlantis, you're looking for the product, is not here. You need to travel to Cape Town. Time is money for you to go and get the product. It's a cost as well. A product that can easily be found and the price is more or less commensurate with the cost, then you can make a rational decision, say, I'm going to get this product. But a product that is difficult for you to find is always also difficult to maximize value. Because in the first place, before you can be able to find that product, you must go somewhere and start looking for it. Will you be interested in moving around looking for that stuff? Rather, you prefer to buy the one that is close to you, right? So the cost is added now, most especially if that thing is not readily available within your space. Let me use that language. If it is not readily available within your space, it's an added cost to you. Or sounds it? Right. Now, in the same vein, if we want to talk about the image, let me not read everything. You're gonna read it at home by yourself, on your own, right? Image. You know what you call image? Brand. You know what is brand? What is the name of this guy? Is still sleeping? Are you still sleeping? Who is wearing a brand here? Shoes? Oh, huh? Okay, Jonga. Is it? You know this? Yeah. Did you see? When you look at it, you might have the same pens, the same, right? The same somewhere. But because this name is not there, the price is not going to be the same. It's like you've gone to buy something, the same stuff at Woolworth. The prices of the same stuff compared to the price that you are buying it there, go and check how much is it in price in Mr. Price. The Levi jean you're gonna buy in the Woolworth or whatever. When you go to Mr. Price, you're gonna still see jean there, but it's not the same. But the one for Levi is commanding a premium price because of that brand name, the image. Is it? Huh? Okay, you will say quality, right? Did you see? So that thing adds to the cost as well. It gives even if it is the same quality, my friend, as long as that brand name is there, it commands a premium price. You know what I mean by premium price? The price goes down. You know, no name milk. If you go to Pick and Pay, they got milk, no name. Huh? It's the same thing with that one that got a name. It's the same. But because it's no name, they cannot afford to sell it the same price. Otherwise, people are not going to buy it. So those are the things we are talking about. What could add to the cost of a product or service? the ease at which or the more difficult it takes you to get that product or service is a cost as well as the brand name. Now, let's go to 2.3 principles for marketing product and services. Now, uh, stop. Yeah, maybe somebody was calling me, or maybe let me see what is happening. Thanks for letting me know. You're a good girl. You say connection problem. Oh, invalid. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's continue. Tomorrow, after all, we're gonna record this one. What is the time now? How many minutes remain? 10. Okay. Now let me introduce you to this. I wish I can record it, but let me tomorrow. Anyhow, now the principles of marketing, product, and services. Guys, why do you need once you've known these things now, right? Remember, I told you the market environment is very competitive. It's very, very competitive. Now you've known the needs, you know the want, you know the demand and whatever, and you know now customers they are looking for, they want to maximize value, right? You need to sit down in your and strategize, right? How can I provide this value to the customer so that they can buy my product? How can I make sure that the product I'm offering can maximize to the value to the customers? There you talk about the 4 P's. The 4 P's. You play around with it. The customer they are looking for value. How can I get them? How can I persuade them? Right? How can I convince them to buy from me rather than buying from the other business? You need to be sharp. Does it make sense to you? It's a competition. So there we talk about the principles for marketing product and services. We said marketers identify needs. Jonga, jonga, listen, listen. Marketers identify needs and want, then develop product that will satisfy the needs and want. Right? Then they do this by constructing a marketing strategy, otherwise known as the 4 P's. The 4 P's of marketing, commonly known as the marketing mix, are 4 variables that help the marketers respond to the marketplace. The first one, these variables are product, price, place, and the promotion. For you to be able, ask this. Okay, I haven't got your register. I will ask them tomorrow, right? Okay. Having identified the needs they want, you need to provide product, want satisfying product, or need satisfying product, not one. Then you need to play around. What type of product can I provide? Right? In what quality? In what format? Right. For example, when you look at Coca-Cola, did you see the sizes they got for family? Big size. If you want to buy cool drink for yourself and your family, instead of buying small unit like this, you have the jumbo. Even water, right? You got 500 ml, you got 1 liter, you got 1.5 liter. The price for okay, I'm happy you know that. The price for that on average is cheaper than if you are buying small unit. Because if you are alone, you are thirsty, you can buy one like this 500 ml one, drink it. Right? You see, you just have to put my money there. What if they were only making 2 liters and you don't need 2 liters. You see, or maybe you've got to a place where they're selling water. You are just tasting. You just need 500 ml, and they don't have. They got only 2 liters. You're not gonna be happy, right? You will even also ask them why you don't have a small unit. You know, you see, you as a marketer now or a business person, you should be able to provide in different sizes like this to satisfy different needs. Do you understand? If you want to buy water for your family, will you be buying one like this unit 500? You're wasting your money. You buy 2 liters. Then perhaps if you don't want to share, put everyone drinking from the same bottle, you buy small cups, right? On average, the cost of that one is still cheaper than if you had decided to buy the smaller unit. You need to play around that. That is product. You need to play around the packaging. How am I going to package it in such a way that it will be able to satisfy the needs of customers? Do you understand what I mean? Those are the things we are talking about. Ostanzi. Okay. How many minutes remaining? 4 minutes. I'm loving it. Three. Okay, I'm still loving it. Right? Then we talk about Coca. Then the price. Right? You look at it. Remember, I gave you an example of Ceci, right? Ceci. Those days, we used to have MTN and Vodacom. Airtime was very expensive. 29 rand. Huh? Yeah, Telcom, but Telcom didn't have the mobile that time before Telcom came in. Huh? Yeah, it wasn't mobile because it was MTN and Vodacom. What I'm saying now, 2001, long time ago. 2001. Perhaps that time you didn't know anything about cell phone, right? So for we those days that were not working, it was a big problem. You know, cell phone number used to know it wasn't for life that time. When you buy, they give you a cell phone number. If you don't buy airtime, it will expire. They used to call it a window period. When you buy airtime, they extend it for you for 2 weeks. Those people were scaling my brain, right? 29 rand airtime. You know how many loaves of bread? Loaf of bread that time was 3 rand 75 cents or 70 cents or 80 cents. Divide by 29. How many loaf of bread? To buy airtime. Jonga, that airtime it was like this. Once you put it, you say, hello, it's finished. Daytime. Ask your mommy, ask your daddy. You just say hello, that person responds, it's finished. You see, but let's draw to a conclusion. What I was trying to say. Now, when Cersei came, what Cersei did, they broke it down. Cersei was the one that first introduced a 10 rand, 5 rand, 10 rand, right? They introduced 10 rand, 5 rand. Yeah. Now, when Vodacom saw that, people were moving to Cersei. Then Vodacom was forced to introduce 12 rand. It was 29 before. Then MTN introduced 15 rand. Yeah, yeah, competition. All right, gents.